6:45 a.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by J. Yogaraj, assisted by Sanjaya and read by Mario Vijayavardhana. The headlines. The Elections Commission says a branch of a foreign political party cannot be established in Sri Lanka. The Congress Party in India has strongly protested against the statement of the Indian minister. The COVID-19 vaccinations to start today from the Western Province. Vaccinations to the parliamentarians will commence today. The isolation of 2 Grama Niradhari divisions lifted. Sri Lanka's COVID-19 death toll climbs past the 400 mark. 774 new positive cases within the day. In news overseas, Singapore COVID, a Brit admits breaking quarantine to visit partner. In sports news, Ashwin's 100 flattens England as India close in. The Elections Commission says a branch of a foreign political party cannot be established in Sri Lanka. The chairman of the commission, Nimal Punchiheva, says, in accordance with number 1 of 1981's Parliament Act, a political party of a foreign country cannot be established in Sri Lanka under any circumstances. The chairman made this statement in reply to a statement of the Indian Internal Affairs Minister Amit Shah with regard to establishing a branch office of the Bharatiya Janata Party. It should be also noted that the Congress Party in India has strongly protested the statement of the Indian minister. The Congress Party says such statements will violate the integrity and sovereignty of another nation. The Army Commander Shavendra Silva says that COVID-19 vaccinations for the Western Province commenced yesterday as per the instructions of President Gotabaya Rajapaksa. Accordingly, arrangements have been made to vaccinate the general public against the COVID-19 virus using the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine. The vaccination process will initially commence from the Western Province for the groups that interact closely with the public and those who face high risks of infection. People living in high-risk areas of the spread of COVID-19 in the Western Province will be identified and vaccinated as the first step. Meanwhile, 500,000 doses of the COVID-19 vaccination, the first batch of a vaccine stock ordered for 9 million, will arrive in Sri Lanka within a week, according to the Army Chief. Meanwhile, effective measures have been taken to vaccinate the parliamentarians from today. More stocks of vaccines are due to arrive from the World Health Organization within the first 2 weeks of March. The isolation orders on 2 Grama Niradhari divisions of the Kalutara district has been lifted with immediate effect, the Army Commander General Shavendra Silva says. Accordingly, the following Grama Niradhari divisions will no longer remain isolated: 818 Vayangala East, 818A Vayangala West. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Sri Lanka has surpassed the grim milestone of the 400th death caused by the coronavirus yesterday, the Department of Government Information confirmed. As per the Ministry of Health, a total of 6 new COVID-19 deaths have been reported yesterday. Among the latest victims are 5 male patients and 1 female patient. This brings the total number of COVID-19 related deaths witnessed in the country to 403. A 78-year-old male from Divulan Kandawala was transferred from the Valikanda COVID Treatment Centre to the IDH hospital where he died on the 14th of February 2021. The cause of death is mentioned as COVID-19 pneumonia. A 48-year-old female from Palletalavinna was diagnosed with the COVID-19 virus and transferred from the National Hospital in Kandy to the IDH hospital where she died on the 14th of February 2021. The cause of death is mentioned as blood poisoning, COVID-19 pneumonia, complicated kidney disease and damaged kidneys. A 57-year-old male from Hanvalla was diagnosed as infected with the COVID-19 virus and transferred from the Apeksha hospital in Maharagama to the IDH hospital where he died on the 15th of February 2021. An 80-year-old male from Nugegoda was diagnosed with the COVID-19 virus and transferred from a private hospital in Colombo to the IDH hospital, where he died on the 14th of February 2021. A 68-year-old male from Vassala was diagnosed with COVID-19 and transferred from the district hospital in Dompe to the base hospital in Homagama, where he died on the 14th of February 2021. A 70-year-old male from Hunnasgiriya died on the 14th of February 2021 while undergoing treatment at the National Hospital in Kandy. The cause of death is mentioned as COVID-19 pneumonia, acute kidney disease and heart failure. Sri Lanka has registered 463 more positive cases of COVID-19 yesterday, the Ministry of Health confirmed. Thereby, Sri Lanka has detected 774 new positive cases of COVID-19 within the day. As per statistics, the total number of COVID-19 infections confirmed so far in the country now stands at 76,428. Recoveries from the virus meanwhile climbed to 69,411 as 715 more patients regained health. However, 6,620 active cases are still under medical care at select hospitals and treatment centres located across the island. The total lives claimed by the pandemic outbreak sits at 403 at present. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa instructed officials to accelerate the implementation of the proposed amendments to the Municipal Council and Urban Council Act. The Premier was addressing a meeting of the Local Government Organisational Forum held at the Temple Trees yesterday. The Premier instructed the officials to fill the vacancies existing in the local government bodies. The local government institutions should effectively implement a work plan to recruit new employees under the 100,000 employment project. Minister Janaka Bandara Thennakoon says that the cabinet paper regarding the relevant amendments will be presented to the cabinet soon. Attorney at Law Pradeepa Mahanamaheva emphasised the importance of providing more provisions to human rights in the proposed new constitution. He said a few countries are trying to bring a resolution against Sri Lanka during the 46th UNHRC meeting. These countries are expecting to pass this resolution by the 19th of March. Therefore, the Sri Lankan government should act fast to provide a strong reply to those countries. The Sri Lankan government should also prepare a document to justify that human rights and other fundamental rights are safeguarded under the present government's rule. The Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation, which conducts the Ratana Sutra chanting program at island-wide Buddhist temples, has made arrangements to conduct today's program at the Valisara Ragama Navaloka Gama Navaloka Viharaya. This is the 112th program of the series. The Ratana Sutra chanting program will be aired live today from 6:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. through the City FM, the Sinhala commercial service and all the regional services of the SLBC.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Veda Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa instructed officials to accelerate the implementation of proposed amendments to the Municipal Council and Urban Council Act. The Premier was addressing a meeting of the Local Government Organisational Forum held at the Temple Trees yesterday. The Premier instructed the officials to fill the vacancies existing in the local government bodies. The local government institutions should effectively implement a work plan to recruit new employees under the 100,000 employment project. Minister Janaka Bandara Thennakoon says that the cabinet paper regarding the relevant amendments will be presented to the cabinet soon.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya. Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhaleba.
The residents and motorists at the Colombo city limits complain that certain main roads and inner roads are impassable due to the dilapidated conditions of those roads. The situation becomes worse during the rainy days. Sudden excavation work on the main roads also makes the situation worse. The roads look uneven after repair work. This is another bad situation which makes the motorists and residents uncomfortable. This is for the attention of the RDA, the City Traffic Police and the Colombo Municipal Council. The residents warn that if this problem persists for long, the matter will be officially informed to the President and the Prime Minister.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always. All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
In world news headlines, Singapore COVID, a Brit admits breaking quarantine to visit partner. COVID-19 vaccine as good in real world as in trial in Israel. US snow winter storm tightens grip in southern states. A Brit has pleaded guilty to breaking Singapore's quarantine rules by leaving his hotel room to visit his fiancée. Nigel Scare, 52, walked up an emergency staircase to spend the night with Agatha Maghesh Emale, 39, in September. The couple are now married. Emale admitted aiding him. Breaking the rules could bring 6 months in jail, but the prosecutor has sought a lesser period and fines. Singapore requires people to spend 14 days in a hotel upon arrival. More data from Israel's vaccination program is suggesting the Pfizer jab prevents 94% of symptomatic infections. This indicates the vaccine is performing just as well in a larger population as it did in the clinical trials. It is providing highly effective at preventing illness and severe diseases among all age groups, according to public health doctor Professor Haggai Levine. High vaccination coverage of the most susceptible groups was key, he said. Authorities across the US are on alert as a winter storm brings freezing winds, ice and snow to many areas that rarely see such frigid conditions. President Joe Biden has approved a state of emergency in Texas, where a surge in demand for electricity has led to widespread power cuts. The National Weather Service said more than 150 million Americans were now under winter storm warnings. And now the main points of the world news segment once again. Singapore COVID, a Brit admits breaking quarantine to visit partner. COVID-19 vaccine as good in real world as in trial in Israel. US snow winter storm tightens grip in southern states. That was world news.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always. All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
And now in development news, the State Minister of Urban Development, Coast Conservation, Waste Disposal and Community Cleanliness, Dr. Nalaka Godheva, says the construction of a 15.8-kilometre light rail transit LRT track between the Colombo Fort area and Malabe has not been cancelled, but it is under review. He said that when they studied the report, it was found that one lane to be funded by the Japan International Cooperation Agency loan was too expensive, and hence that part from the project was removed. Quote, "We anticipate that with the devaluation of the rupee, this loan amount will further increase," unquote. That was development news, and now in sports news in cricket. As India flexed their muscle on day 3, moving inexorably towards a series-levelling triumph over England, the second Chennai test began to take on a carnival feel. Already well ahead in the game and with time to indulge, they served up an exhibition for a grateful Chipper crowd. R. Ashwin, the local hero, proved himself worthy of such billing with a 5th Test 100, and England were hanging on by stumps as the ball fizzed and the close catches circled. After the subcontinental batting masterclass followed closely by a trial against spin, now was the moment for England to contend with an Indian wall of sound. Despite scrapping hard to take 5 wickets during the morning session, they were steadily enveloped by the hoots, whistles and cheers from the stands, as first Virat Kohli and then Ashwin studied India's second innings before the home spinners returned to their task with relish. In scores, India batted first and made 329 in their first innings and 286 in their second innings. In reply, England made 134 in their first innings and was struggling at 53 for 3 at the end of the third day's play of the second test match being played at Chennai.
Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
The Haleys Group maintained its remarkable growth momentum in the first 9 months of FY 2020-2021, delivering its highest ever pre-tax profit of 11.51 billion rupees, which represents a tripling of profitability compared to the corresponding period of last year. The performance reflects exceptional growth in the core performance of the group's export-oriented businesses, relentless focus on cost efficiencies through the Hey Smart program, and commendable improvements in the retail and construction materials sectors.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
Economic News. Courtesy of...
Congratulations on your promotion. When will be our treat, huh?
How about today?
Oh no, I was just joking.
It's fine. I have my LOLC credit card with me. Let's go out today.
Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
The National Savings Bank has announced that it has recently raised a $35 million loan facility supported by the Indian Bank and the Indian Overseas Bank. The excellent relationship that the NSB enjoys with its banking partners has allowed the NSB to access the international debt market at a competitive interest rate. The facility was arranged jointly by the NDB Investment Bank of Sri Lanka and Alpen Capital of Dubai. Having followed a transparent process, the Indian Bank and the Indian Overseas Bank were identified as the most appropriate international lending partners. The NSB was able to leverage on its unique strengths of having a local credit rating of AAA along with a strong financial and an operational track record of performance in reaching a highly satisfactory agreement.
Hello, Puta. Did you land already?
No, Amma. We're in transit and our flight got delayed.
Oh, really? How is Shani? Poor thing with her pregnancy. She might be feeling very uncomfortable. The airport must be heavily crowded because it's a season.
Amma, calm down. Everything is sorted. Why, I have my LOLC World Card with me. We are at the VIP lounge. There's nothing to worry.
Those who spread goodness radiate happiness to everyone around them. Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
And now for the weather report. The Met Department says except for evening thunder showers at a few places in the Sabargamur, Central, Uva and Southern provinces and in the Kalutara district, mainly fair weather will prevail elsewhere over the island. Misty conditions can be expected in the Central, Sabargamur and Western provinces and in the Gala and Mathura districts during the morning hours too. This weather report was issued at 4:30 a.m. this morning. Further details could be obtained by visiting the official website of the department. That was the weather report, and now the headlines of this news broadcast once again. The Elections Commission says a branch of a foreign political party cannot be established in Sri Lanka. The Congress Party in India has strongly protested against the statement of the Indian minister. The COVID-19 vaccinations to start today from the Western Province. Vaccinations to the parliamentarians will commence today. The isolation of 2 Grama Niladhari divisions lifted. Sri Lanka's COVID-19 death toll climbs past the 400 mark. 774 new positive cases within the day. In news overseas, Singapore COVID, a Brit admits breaking quarantine to visit partner. In sports news, Ashwin's 100 flattens England as India close in. That concludes this news broadcast, and now it's back to your host as always on a Tuesday morning, Sound with Havam. On the other side, in peach today. Over to you, Sound. Then I can see Sabrina as well. So over to the two of you.